This is a quick demonstration on how you could use GraphPad to calculate the cost for example, insulation. Say, for example, you're putting down 1 inch or 2 inches of foam insulation, how you'd go about and use GraphPad to do that. And so I'm going to just start with the blank drawing to begin with. And with GraphPad, you would just go and you would start sketching out your geometry, and you can see how easy it is to work with. And you'd have line, snap, etc. Now everything would have to be to scale, and so you'd probably put a lot more effort into this than I currently am. But say, for example, you have a ridge along this area and you have 2 levels of insulation. What we can do is we can actually quickly create our geometry. Now the next thing we need to do is go ahead and add a couple of tables in here. The summary table is going to, of course, calculate our cost, and then the legend is going to just show us what each one of the patterns that we're using represents. So if we look at our patterns, and we'll just take an example of one of them. This is how it's defined. So basically you can set the color, the line color, and then also the spacing and width and type of lines you're using. And you would specify the name of the pattern. So this is going to be 1 inch thick foam, and then the per unit cost. And so we're not going to change anything here, we'll just kind of show that. And so say, for example, this area up here was 1 inch foam. We would just go and select the lines around the perimeter in lines mode. There we go. There we go. Much better. And then go to our patterns. It's 1 inch foam, and hit fill. Now what we'll notice is in our legend, we show the pattern, and then we have the, what that pattern represents, so the text. And if we go down here, we see that here we've got, it's added to the summary, 1 inch thick foam, our unit cost $10 per unit, in this case square feet, times the quantity, 326 square feet, and gives us the total cost. And we could go through our various portions of our geometry and do the same thing. So say, for example, this area here was going to be, say, 3 inches of foam. We'd actually go to our patterns, select the type, and hit fill. And again, if we look back up into our legend, we see that that's been added to our legend. And if we look down in our summary table, 3 inch thick foam, the unit cost, and then the number of square feet, giving us an overall total. And that's really how easy it is to work with GraphPad to do insulation or any sort of fill calculation.